Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, or if you were a clueless Finnish person, you would pronounce it Phoenix Wright. Thank goodness there's no one like that here at the moment. Anyway, one way or another, I think the case of the Turnabout Samurai is going to end today, or possibly tomorrow, if this goes on long enough that I split it into tomorrow's episode. It's the last day of the trial. We have Miss Vasquez on the ropes. Well, I guess she's kind of correct. We've surmised that she could have well killed Jack Hammer by knocking him over onto the spiky fence next to the trailer in Studio 2. But we can't prove that for certain, is what she's playing now. And unfortunately, by the laws of dramatic effect, apparently that means our client will end up getting marked as guilty if we can't bring her down. Now, surprisingly, it's Edgeworth who has, out of nowhere, decided to call for one last testimony about the moment when the body was found. I don't know what game Edgeworth is playing. I have some feelings which are a little mixed if the case really is that he's kind of turning a new leaf here. I'll get to them in length at a better time, but I guess surmise it's a great character development for him. If if that's the case, that instead of being an eternal antagonist, if we could kind of make him turn around to see the benefits, of seeking justice, not just to bust everybody, just get everybody busted guilty, but to actually hunt for the truth. But I feel like it's maybe happening a little too fast for him to make a dramatic call like this, if that is the case. We'll talk about it a little bit more later, I'm sure, as this story goes on, but for now, we'll just see. We'll see if we can stop Miss Vasquez from walking away from this situation. Personally, I'm pretty sure she did it. I'm almost certain. If not her, then she has some connection to whoever really did it, which would probably have to be Mr. Manella. And she's just covering up for him for some reason. That's the only other option I see. She's been so coy and so flustered every time we've busted her that I don't see who else it could be. Now let's review her testimony about when they found the body. I was with Sal Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. So not a lot there I feel like I could grab on at the moment, so I think we are gonna do a good old press fest. But first let's hear what Felix and Maya might confer.
You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him!
Alright, thanks for the pep talk, but yeah, at the moment, none of this is something I feel like I could throw down in her face. Not at the moment. So let's just press her and see what happens. Her testimony about her not wanting to be part of the proceedings, I think, is gonna be the key. I think it's a little odd that she kind of wants to dodge that like that, but let's start from the beginning. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. I guess we could try pressing harder. Let's see what happens. You know the phrase by now, those who have watched this whole thing. Go big or go home, except all those times I've decided that discretion was the better part of valor, but, in general. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, Then you could have put Hammer in that costume, with Salmonella's help!
Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
But boy! The witness will continue her testimony. Alright, that didn't really help us much in the end, so... oh well. Didn't ruin us, so... let's ask about the assistants and Powers being absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct?
So he says.
Did no one go to call him?
Remember.
Remember... what?
There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm?
I don't know, you've kind of been the paragon of calmness so far. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Yes, exactly, Phoenix. Like, she's taking this pretty well. Well, let's try again. If at first you don't succeed, try until you get busted. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around?
The other way around?
You discovered a murdered body, and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go look for the missing person? I guess that makes sense. Not necessarily to pin the crime on them, but, you know, just to make sure that they're okay. Yeah. It's a little far-fetched, I think. I don't think a person in an actual situation where they find a dead body, I don't know who could actually necessarily be rational. I'm okay. I'm sure a lot of people could be rational, but I think it's easy to claim that you might actually go in a little bit... hysterical, the right word? A little bit like off-kilter if you found a dead body. I know I probably would not be making any smart moves if I, like, not like thinking things through clearly. If I found a dead body somewhere, I would probably be having a panic attack first of all. So, Oh, but the judge apparently sees it our way. Good. I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you.
Oh shit, no, I didn't mean to! Oh god, she was listening in on me, giving this commentary. She was like, that's a good angle, I'm going with that.
Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often let him on the bus when no shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing.
Oh, poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. That didn't work. I guess this is a good point to... I mean, we are doing all the presses, of course, but I guess this is a really good point to call her on as well. Like, she called the police, then Powers showed up, then what happened? What was everyone else doing at that time?
No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So, we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene.
Sorry, I'm late.
Then, silence. Dead silence.
Kind of like that. Ooh, you were spooked for a second, weren't you, dear viewer? As I went silent for a second.
Silence.
Oh, damn it! Damn it, game! You took the wind out of my own gag by doing it better than me.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Sure, Maya. Why don't you do, like, your big circus routine in the meanwhile? I'm sure you've gotten a lot of practice juggling lately, so, get on that while we continue the case. Yeah, let's ask about Old Bag. That's a pretty good one, too. Old Bag. The security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it?
She said because she saw him going toward the studio.
Right, the Steel Samurai. But of course we know now that that was not him in the costume. I think that we've established that... Well, I guess, have we established that beyond a doubt at this point? Pretty much because the whole drugging Powers thing. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word?
Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact.
That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera.
She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer.
Huh. I don't think there's anything in there I can use.
Ooh, that's not good. I wonder if that's like that one time we had to press Mr. Manella on a point and then be able to press him on another later. We'll have to file that under maybe. Come back to that. We'll see. So yes, this is what I want to really ask. This was originally my, like, the one thing that was... Well, nothing really super stood out from the things she said here, but this one I think gets the most curiosity out of me. Like, what do you mean?
You asked to be left out?
Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
I can tell you've had quite the detached presence here at this trial.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning.
Right, that would be the mafia guys rather than the... Wonder if we have to get back to that somehow? I don't know.
The script and your direction notes?
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not.
I guess we'll press harder on this as well, huh?
Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Oh, very good, Phoenix. Thanks for noticing these odd little moments.
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Oh?
Why?
There was a murder, after all.
Wait a goddamn second here. So you knew there was a murder before you went to the studio? Hold the phone!
Who could think of rehearsing after that?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
God damn, what the? Okay, like, I was like, what? If I'm supposed to throw down an evidence to point out the obvious glaring contradiction there, what evidence would I have had to throw? But, oh, thank goodness Edgeworth apparently is playing some strange game here. Let's see what he's got. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Yes, thank you, Edgeworth. See, he's got my card here. Why are you doing this, Edgeworth? Seriously, what the hell? I mean, thanks, but, you know.
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me.
I can't either. This seems, again, I said it earlier, it's a cool development, but I feel like it's a little too fast, you know? We could have been building up Edgeworth's, like, doubts about his beliefs a lot more, you know? Like, last case we did. Last case, he was solid convinced about, like, his, like, all the guilt he had to be charged. Like, there's no way to suss out the truth. He was, like, 100% on that when we had that talk to him. Now he's almost, like, basically, he's done a 180 here, if he really is working now in tandem with, Phoenix. I'm not 100% on board with that, because I feel like you could have, like, spaced this out. This would have been great for, like, the last case in the story. So, maybe, like, a little bit more of Edgeworth being still a little bit more antagonistic, but maybe, like, some moments where he seems a little bit more doubtful, especially as we keep busting him open on these cases. This is a little too fast for my tastes, honestly. But it's pretty cool, so let's carry the heck on. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
Really? Okay. How did you know that he was injured? It was Powers who had his leg busted. How did you know about the injury?
How did I know? Sal. He told me.
Sal, the director? Huh.
You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him!
Okay. This was the one where he was like, I'm not sure, so let's give this another real quick run around. Wasn't this one the one where he was like, well, that makes sense. No, that was the wrong one. Okay, let's do this one as well. I just want to find the one which one was like, hey, wait a second. Yeah, this one I think was it. Okay, fine, there was nothing new to put there. Okay, well, I think at this point it has to be that we need to throw some evidence down here. But I don't know which one that would be. Is it maybe the van? Because if Manila was driving Vasquez... Let's try that one. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty.
Ah, shit. Nope.
Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
I must be on the wrong track. Well, I gotta read this press again one more time. Sal told her. Now, what could I do about that? See, I thought my idea was pretty good. That. Hold on, she said she was with Sal and Oldbag when they found the body. Let's try pressing her on this and. Let's press her again and see if anything's changed here, because. No, this is all the same dialogue so far. Yeah, okay, fine. I thought, like, you know, I kind of feel like either we have to throw down an evidence here, which, you know, I can't really figure out which evidence that would be, or I have to, like, go back to one of these other ones and bust her on those. See, I thought this made sense because this was like Manila was driving Vasquez, so he wouldn't have gone ahead of her. I thought that would bust her open. Maybe the monkey head blocking the path? But it was 5 o'clock, so it was like already an hour after. Or 10 minutes before 5 o'clock. She said 5 o'clock, so... She did say that, right? I'm gonna press her one... I pressed her twice on that already, but I'm just gonna check that real quickly. Let's do that one more time, just so I'm clear. It was 5 o'clock, yeah, okay. And they arrived 10 minutes before, 4:50, so no, like, body blocking there. Maybe I'll give this one a real quick, just to be thorough, I'll give it, because I know there's a press harder on this one as well, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. I don't think... Yeah, this is all the same. Fine, yeah, okay, so I do have to bust her on... I'm convinced now. I have to bust her with one of my evidences. But I just can't figure out which one of these could be it. This is really tough, guys. I really don't see what item it is that I need to throw down against her. Maybe I'll just press her on this just for heck to see what the dialogue is this time. Script and your direction notes. Yeah, we did this already once. Now we're just doing it again. It's kind of funny that we can get this like a second time, this same... all this dramaticness here. But there we go, we got it again, this whole cutscene. Yeah, we know this, yeah. Cool, thanks Edgeworth, appreciate it. So she knew that Hammer was injured because Sal told her. I guess I'll give the monkey head a go. I don't think this is gonna work, and I'm gonna lose another 2 points. Yeah, this doesn't seem good. That's another 2 points from me. Oh boy, the problem is I have way more than 2 items I could still throw, so this random slapdash tossing of items is not gonna work out. The photo where he's dragging his leg, but... I don't know. It's not gonna be the camera, it's not gonna be this book. I can't see it being a sleeping pill. It can't be the spear. I don't... It might be one of these two. I don't think it's this one. I can't imagine it's the sleeping pill. Let's give the photo a go. Oh! Wait a second. Okay, the photo... Because... Is the line of reasoning because the photo... We don't know who is the person in the photo who is injured? I'm really confused at this point, because I thought the injury referred to... Does the injury refer to him dying, or his lethal injury, or the leg being twisted? Because that was Powers whose leg was twisted. So what? Okay, let's just see what happens here. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. But what? Right, okay, so that's on me partly. A part of me, when she said that she knew that Hammer was injured, I thought she was referring to the injury that killed him. Okay, but yes, yes, now I see the logic. Like, if she was referring to the leg injury, then, you know, that was the Steel Samurai who we're supposed to assume is Will Powers if, you know, this whole story about Powers being the killer is the thing. Okay, that's... that was a little obtuse, but I screwed up by focusing on the wrong injury there. Whew! At least I was able to eliminate the wrong choices, like it's nothing that Cody's brought to the table, for sure, so I didn't start chucking those in for no random reason. Let's carry on. I think we have this now. I think this is it, guys.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Pretending?
One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured?
I already said it was Salah who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You saw Hammer limping. Yes, that has to be you heard Mr. Manila wrong. That's dumb. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah!
And when was he doing this?
Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered.
Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Oh, this is so cool. That we busted her on something that she had misunderstood, because she had been, like, rock solid with her, like, plotting so far. And like, her lies, she had thought out her lies super well. She had, like, really, like, kind of built up her alibi and, like, kind of come up with explanations. So that's really cool that the thing that took her down was something where she was actually mistaken herself and couldn't have known it. That's really, really neat.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Witness! Can you refute this claim?
Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez.
Oh no, don't say that, Phoenix. That means she's gonna throw us another curveball.
Very well. I have a question for you.
Why are the real killers always so persistent?
Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court.
Is this... Do we really need to establish a motive if we can just... I mean, you know, we have not established a motive for Mr. Powers. We could just as well throw that gauntlet down.
Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
I don't know if this is the proof of the motive, but I'm feeling this is a go big or go home moment. This is the only thing I can really throw down out of my evidence. Let's see what happens. Come on.
Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you.
I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder.
Oh my god! Oh, it's the monkey head. Ah, you broke my monkey head, Hammer. Ooh.
No, but this seems to be... Also, I can't quite tell who that person on the left is. Could that actually be Miss Vasquez in the photo on the left? I don't know. Let's go. This is my proof.
This is a photo from before?
Now, the music did not stop, which for a second made my heart stop, ironically. But it seems like we're going into something here, so I think we're still in the clear. I think I made the right choice.
This photo reveals the motive in this murder.
I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez?
5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom.
His guilt weighed him down, no doubt.
However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change.
Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate.
Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here. Yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around.
What? Miss Vasquez is gonna pull off the veil right there.
Ha! It was me all along.
What the heck?
What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
What? Oh my god, oh my god, oh no. I'm thinking, guys, but this is like my crazy conjecture now, so I'm not sure if I'm barking up the wrong tree and we're gonna get our ass handed to us. You know what the judge just said about how, like, it seems more like Mr. Hammer had motive to kill Miss Vasquez? I didn't want to kind of believe it because I wanted to believe in his goodness. I think that's the case. That would explain why Mr. Hammer was doing what he was doing. He was out to kill Miss Vasquez. She fought in self-defense, dropped him on the spike. So she didn't have a motive, she was doing it in self-defense. See, sometimes go big or go home means taking that absolutely crazy curveball out of the box choice. So here we go. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs, in self-defense.
What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
Oh my god, what? Why this heroic music all of a sudden? There's nothing, this is so tragic. Cut the music. And also, I really wish we didn't go here, but that is indeed the case. This was a very dark story in the end, wasn't it? Hey.
What? What?
Your Honor! Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers.
Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years.
Holy shit!
I think we broke her because she broke her. Wow. You know what's funny is if she now has in the later scenes, they just use her model with the pipe again. She's just like, hold on, let me get my composure. Bring out my emergency extra pipe. Okay, there we go. You may continue. We'll see how it goes. So, you did do it, didn't you? Okay, she's gone with the pipe. Fair enough.
Yes, I am guilty. It was me.
Wow.
Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late!
Ah! Miss Vasquez! What happened here?
Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm.
No! How could this...
It was an accident.
Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel!
Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez!
No! Please don't die. Please.
Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Whoa! So that was Ms. Vasquez in that photo on the left, I assume. The person who died, Manuel, was someone important to her then. Oh wow, what a grim story this was. This was not a critique on my part. Like, damn the feels that this story ended up getting like here in the end, these tops and turns. I'll say it. Of the 3 stories so far, this one's my favorite. This one stuck the landing, whereas the previous one, I think, botched it at the end. So, and this one was pretty solid all throughout this case. A little slow in the mid, but like overall pretty good. So, but yeah, what a grim story it was. So much like betrayal and treachery and wow.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty.
Yeah! We did it!
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh, wow. After all those feels, that feels so good once again to get that verdict. Of course, slightly dampened, of course, by the fact that I did get a guilty verdict once in this case. And I still am a little bit like, I kind of blame the game a little bit for being cheeky with those call-outs. But it's also a little bit of me being sloppy, I suppose. Let's focus on the freaking win! Yes!
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
Wow, who am I voicing? Phoenix. Wow, okay. I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Ms. Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... This is so stupid, guys. I want to use this one. It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand.
And I have to say, I'm surprised I figured that out at last minute, but I guess since Mr. Hammer was kind of painted in such a grim light here in the final act of this case, I guess I could believe him to be the kind of guy to be jealous of Mr. Powers as the hero. I'm actually a little surprised that it actually did work out, me throwing down that scrapbook here. That's kind of neat. Also, I feel also a little grim because I was like all standing up for Mr. Powers at the beginning, sorry, for Mr. Hammer at the beginning, like, oh, come on now. Being the villain is super cool. Ah, poor Mr. Hammer. If only someone had been there to be like, hey, playing the villain can be exciting too. You know, that's an important role as well. If only someone had been there to tell him that. And also if he wasn't being blackmailed by Ms. Vasquez, that would have also been great, but this was, yeah. Oh well.
He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
I think you're missing the point.
Oh, thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP!
Oh? Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and...
Oh no, that's true. We have some bad news for you, Mr. Powers.
Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Oh, Nick Edgeworth.
Oh, it is him. Oh, hello. Fancy meeting you here. What brought you here to the courthouse?
Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No. I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar! I don't know. How do we know that he isn't in his jammies on a Saturday morning with a bowl of cereal like,
Oh boy, the next episode of Steel Samurai. I can't wait to see if he beats the evil magistrate this time.
That would be like awesome if that was the case with with Edgeworth. Oh, I would love it so much.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings.
Unnecessary feelings?
Yes, unease and uncertainty.
Aren't those kind of necessary?
They only serve to get in my way. You will listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Wow, okay, that even, like, kind of a little bit redeems that thing I was complaining about earlier, that I think Edgeworth heroing up was a little too fast. Now he's kind of doubling back down, like he's all like, I don't know what came over me. I appreciate that. Again, let's just pace it out a little bit. Don't make us just a huge heel turn right away, you know? And that's good. That's good that they actually I wish they would have actually said that line, like, I don't know what came over me. Like, he's just like, don't thank me, Wright. I was just acting. I don't know what I was doing in that court. Like, I wouldn't never have done that if I was in the right mind. Call Miss Vasquez out like that. Something like that, That would have been like a cherry on top to kind of bring this, bring the brakes on the plot going forward. This was good too. I really appreciate that. Wow, really good case. Altogether, really stellar case, this Turnabout Samurai. I'm like so thrilled. Even as we're wrapping it up here. Like, this was so cool.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again.
No way! Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. The freaking Manila gets to keep working, and he gets to do... He was an accessory to a crime! Oh, you know what? I'm okay if I'm in prison as long as I can keep writing stories, so I'll just be mailing out the Pink Princess plot lines here from the Slammer, if that's good with you folks. Alright. Cheers. See you in 5 years. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine. I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again?
Wait, he's the Pink Princess? Wow, that's really cool.
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Will Powers is the Pink Princess. Yay, the end! That was great. Yeah, I think I kind of already got all my points out, didn't I? Like, I already reviewed that pretty well, so I'm not gonna start reviewing the rest of this. I'm not gonna review it in any further detail. Like, you got my gist, right, guys? It was a really good, solid story. It was a little long. And I thought that, again, that mechanic with Manila that tripped me up, I still think was a little hokum, but I guess it just taught me that I should, press like a madman when the option is there. That would have solved that problem, So yeah, it's like really the best case so far. I'm super impressed.